Hey y'all, what's up? This is Lorraine Renee, your blog queen here. Thank you guys for tuning in to yet another episode of Thoughts of a Blog Queen podcast. Go ahead and hit that share button. If you're tuned in from YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and turn your notifications on so you can get all the alerts for the new episodes. I got some good stuff coming for you guys. But if you are tuned in on the podcast, just go ahead and reshare this link. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict. I'm all over the place. Just go ahead and share it, retweet it, share it on your Facebook, share it on your Instagram. Just support the podcast. I'm just out here trying to chase some dreams. That's all. I'm just out here trying to chase some dreams. I'm just out here trying to make a name for myself. And all I need you to do is share an episode. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's topic, which is Black women don't know how to submit. Now, yeah, I got some thoughts on this, and I want to make sure that it is clear. I got the inspiration to do this episode. I saw a video of this woman, and she basically was she was an African woman, and she was basically giving her breakdown of what it means to be submissive and what submissive should look like versus what it shouldn't look like. And she basically was saying, you can be submissive, but before you go and be submissive, make sure you got your stuff together before you go and be submissive to somebody. So that was basically her thing. I'm going to come back around and touch on that in a second. But I posed this question to as a blog question of the day on my page, and what it was I wanted to get some feedback, and I wanted to see what people had to say about it. And I said that I would possibly feature an answer, but there are actually two answers that I wanted to tell you guys, and I'm quoting these. These are straight from the blog page. You guys can go to my page, Lorraine Renee, on Facebook, and you can see the blog question of the day that I posted. I believe I posted this on maybe Monday. I think it was. But the question was, what's your definition of submitting to a man, and are you willing to? So I basically posed this question to women, but I also asked guys, what would be your definition of a woman being submissive? Now, there's two answers that I wanted to give. I want to give a man's answer, and I want to give a female answer. So first and foremost, the female who her answer stood out to me the most, this is Nyla Ray. And please check her out on Facebook and go and check out her page, Optimistically Bold. That is her business page. You can follow her and see everything that she has got going on. But this is exactly what she said. To submit to a man for me means to let my guard down and become vulnerable enough that he is able to see my weaknesses, and yet I trust him enough to never use them against me. Man is head of the family. Therefore, when he prays to God, I want to make sure that what my husband sees is the same person he is praying to God about on my behalf. I have submitted to my husband because there is no fear. And she said this in capital letters, so she meant this, y'all. There is no fear and no doubt or second guessing that our family will be misled or misinterpreted as anything other than husband and wife. I'm going to drink to that. Yes, ma'am, Miss Nyla Ray. Second answer that I wanted to highlight, this is actually a family member of mine. This is my big cuz, Bruce Leroy on Facebook. He said, I believe the word or phrase is taken out of context, and it's not a meaning of giving up. You are submitting to the idea of becoming a single unit or a team, giving up the I for we. Traditionally, the male is looking for a significant other, and once found, the female is submitting to be a partner and no longer continuing to be an individual. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. He nailed it. I'm sorry, y'all. Throat was a little dry. I had to take a little sippy sip there. He nailed that for me. And I think that women, they hear the word submit and they get scared, or they get turned off by the word submit. Because when you the definition of submit, we know that to submit, you're giving up control, you're giving up power. And women, especially Black women, and let me tell you something, I am all for all women of all colors, of all races, but my personal experience is of that of a Black woman. And so that is the perspective that I'm going to give. Just so we're clear about that. I'm a black woman, I'm a single mother. And so I'm going to speak on life as I know it from that perspective. So like she said, she submitted to her husband because she had no doubts and she had no fear that she was going to be okay. And that's the thing about it with Black women. Black women we would love to be able, listen, let me tell you something. We would love to be able to submit to the man that comes into our lives, the man that we want to have a future with. We would love to be able to submit, but we need to make sure that we're going to be okay. Especially when you're coming from a situation where you were single mom, raising your kids or your kid or whatever, working, taking care of everything, taking care of all of the bills, just, maybe having good days, maybe having bad days. We have to be calculated, and we're very systematic in the things that we do. And so when a person comes into our life, we need to make sure that this person is worth me submitting to. I can't just submit to somebody who doesn't have a damn pot to piss in, and that's just it. Submitting, that word is just, don't take that word for what it is. If you're a woman listening, or you just kind of you're not feeling the idea of submitting to a man, understand this, that submission to a man is not just, oh, okay, you're the boss of me, you run me, I do what you say jump, I say how high. That is not what submission is. Submission is allowing this person to come in and lead. If you, a man should be a leader. A man should be a leader of a household. It doesn't mean that you don't have any decisions. It doesn't mean that you can't voice your opinion. You don't lose your voice when you submit. You are allowing this person to come in and to be able to help you. You are allowing this person to be able. Listen, Black women want to be able to let the load off. We've been carrying on so much stuff on our shoulders, and we have been having to be the strong ones. And we would love to be able to. I would love nothing more than to be able to have someone else take care of all the things that I've had to take care of for so many years, or have that partner so that everything, I'm not carrying the weight by myself. But I'm not going to do that if you're not worth it. When you come into my life, what are you showing me? What examples are you showing me to prove to me that you are worth me submitting to? That's what we're trying to get at. Black men, I asked a couple of Black men this question, and they said, yeah, Black women, they want to be just, independent women, and you better do, and strong-minded, and they just don't know how to submit. Well, we know how. If a woman is not submitting to you, there's a reason why she's not submitting to you. She's not fit. Something's not right. It's not all clicking for her. Maybe not yet. Maybe it will, but we need to reach a level of comfort to where it's like, all right, this is the right move. This is definitely the right move. Otherwise, no, I'm not just going to just allow you to just come into my space, change things up, shake my world up, and then it'd be for nothing. I need to make sure that this is the real deal. I need to make sure that I see in you the leadership qualities that are in myself. If I don't see me and you at the very least, and more, then what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I submitting to exactly? How is that even going to, how does that work? I'm I mean, it's like you have to understand the circumstances that a lot of us have come from. We've come from, you know, being a single mom and being the head of the household, and then it's like we've been conditioned by our parents. I was the product of a two-parent home and a single mother home, and most of the majority of the time, I guess the majority of it, I saw the single mother. And so when you have that example over you, you mimic a lot of that. You're conditioned. And my mom taught me and my sister to be strong and to be independent and to be, to take care of the house and to make sure things got done when she wasn't there. And so that is what I know. But I also saw my mom married to a man who stepped into to our lives, and he took leadership of the family. Before my little brother came in, my dad, he took care of my mom and her 3 kids, and he led the family. You know what I mean? He led the family. He provided, he led. And so I know what that looks like. And so I know, even though, they split up at some point in life, I still know what it looks like and what it's supposed to feel like to have a person come in and take control. Because at this point, with me being a single mom, I have a child. And so you're going to come into my life, not only into my life, but you're going to come into my child's life. And so you need to be a role model to my child. I have strong Black men that I was able to see how they took care of a family. The examples that are in my brain are not that of men that are weak, not that of men that rely on women to take care of them. Those are not the examples that I had. My grandfather was strong. Like, I have strong role models. I have the idea of a man leading a household. The examples that I personally have, they're amazing men. And so that is what I'm expecting you to do. That is what I'm comparing you to, in a sense. Like, that's what I need to be able to see. I don't feel like Black women don't know how to submit. Black women just ain't gonna submit. They're not going to do it, but we would love to. And see, here's the thing. One of the comments that a guy said, he said, it goes both ways. Not only does the woman submit, but the man submits. It's a team thing. It's like, we both are providing something, but you're just allowing this man to be the head of the household. And I'm absolutely okay with that. And a lot of Black women, they're okay with the idea. They're definitely okay with the idea of it. We would like to we like our men to be strong, and we like men to be able to take control of the situation. But it's just like, not every man is able. Not every man is capable of doing that. And we see that there's like a button that flips, and we see exactly what we need to see. And we know if you are going to be able to be that person. And if you're not, then we know that. And then then we make the choice to either stay in the situation or we leave the situation. Regardless of what it is, we already know. And so if in my mind, I know that this person is not going to be able to give me the type of leadership that I'm looking for in a man, then I have placed you in a category to where I don't need to see anything further. I'm going to do with you. I put you in this specific box, and what I marked it as is just that, and it's nothing more. We don't want to have to carry that weight all the time. We don't. We don't want to have to carry it because we've been burdened with it for so long. But you guys have to understand where we came from. And I feel like almost like some people have a greater appreciation for that depending on where they came from. And by that I mean some men have a better understanding of single mothers and where they came from and what they had to do if they came from that type of situation. I'm not saying that they can't understand it, whether they did or they didn't. I'm just saying it seems as though like some of them have a greater understanding and a greater appreciation. And so you just have to realize this, where we came from, and you have to realize that we have been told and we have been taught, and it has been ingrained in our minds to be strong, to be independent, to take care of your business, to handle everything. We have been left in situations where we have to be we have to take care of these kids on our own, and we don't have any choice. It's like that's the fight in us. That's the strength in us. That's what we know how to do. That's what we're going to do by nature, because that's what we've been taught to do. But for some of us, it's like we hear that word submit and we like, oh no, no, I'm not submit. Like, no, like, and that's where you have to realize, sis, it's okay. Understand what it means before you just write it off as, nah, I'm not doing that. Understand that it just means that you are, like Nyla Ray said, you are trusting a person. He has shown you something to make you trust that it's going to be okay to let your guard down and to allow them to help you, to step in and to be like that saving grace for you should you need that. Before I got into when I first got into the relationship that I'm in now, it took me a while. It took me a while to be able to, I guess, kind of soften a little bit and kind of realize that I had someone that was willing to be exactly what I needed him to be. And he had to tell me, like, you need to stop that. You need to remember that you're not by yourself anymore. I get it, but you're not by yourself. It's like, you need to, if you need help with something, ask me. If you need me to do something, tell me. And every now and then he would have to check in and be like, you need anything from me? You need me to do anything? Like, is there anything I could do for you? Because he knew that I wasn't going to ask. And so he had to throw it out there, because that's the type of man that he is. And that's exactly why I'm in a relationship with him, because in him I see exactly what I saw growing up. In him I see the same type of characteristics, and I see the same qualities that my dad had as he led our family. And so that's why I'm in a relationship with this man, because I know, like I love him to death, and we have great chemistry and we are good together. That's my absolute best friend. Like, I love him to death. But I also looked at him to see if I could see the leadership qualities in him, and I did. And that's why for him, I'm willing to submit. I'm willing to let my guard down. I'm willing to allow him to come into my space and to take control of certain situations, because I've seen that he is capable of doing so. We're not going to just let anybody into our worlds and allow them to think that they can just say, okay, yeah, you need to submit, but no, it doesn't work out like that. We need to be inspired a little bit. Like, inspire me to submit. You ain't showing me shit. So I can't just do it because you're a man. So because you're a man and I'm a woman and you're stronger than me, I'm supposed to just submit? No, that's not how it's gonna work. It's just not how it goes. And it's crazy to me, because they, when I ask them, do you guys think that it's specifically more so Black women versus other races that are having this particular, this problem submitting or issue with submitting? And they, yes, it's Black women, but the thing about it is, I just feel like Black women, our histories and the situations that we were in is different of that compared to white women or Indian women or Asian women. It's different. I mean, that's just how it is. We came up differently. We were put in different situations. The dynamic of the Black household was different from that of the white household. It was just different. And we are products of our environment, whether we choose, I mean, we're products of it, but we don't have to necessarily stay there. I want to make sure I clear that up, because I said we're products of our environment, but it's not like it can't be changed. It can definitely be changed. It's just you have to realize where we're kind of transitioning from, what state we were in before we got into these adult relationships with these men, and or what have you. But it to me, it just all comes down to just me trusting that you're gonna be what I need you to be. I can most definitely submit to you. I can most definitely allow you to lead this relationship. But I need to be able to, I need to see that you can lead yourself. If you can't lead yourself, I don't need you leading you. You will wreck us. If I allow you to drive this, you will, I need to be able to see that you have full control of what we're trying to do. So it's not that we're just trying to be, so uptight and so angry and so strong and so independent and so, put a ring, it's not that. It's just, we don't have the time to waste any time. We have been all, like we're tired. And the older we get, we definitely waste years of our lives trying out different things with different people and trying to see what works, and in situations with people that we just wasted time. And it's like the older that we get, I'm in my 30s now. So it's like women in their 30s, Black women in their 30s right now, we are not trying to fool. We don't have time to play with you. We're just not going to, because there's likely a lot of us have already been in situations where we've already wasted too much of our time, to where it's like at this, like, yeah, we're not giving you time to fuck up with us, because we've already been there, done that, tired of it, want to move on, over it, next. That's the attitude that we have, because we've already gone through so much stuff. You need to understand that. So you gotta come, if you coming to me, I need you to come correct. Period. I'll submit. Fantasia said a lot of y'all are single because y'all don't know how to submit. And her husband had to come and back her up and let her know. She said, you know what she said? One thing that stood out to me that she said, I am the neck. My husband is the head. He can't make no moves without me. Submission is about teamwork. It's us figuring out what's going to be best for our household, our relationship, what dynamic works, what is it that you can do, what is it that I can do, how can I support you, because I'm going to allow you, if you have Christian beliefs, that it is God, it is the husband, it is the wife, it is the kids. I'm going to allow you to lead this household, and then how can I support you in doing so? What can I do to allow you to do that? Because you are the man. If that is your belief, that if you go by the Bible and you know how then you know how that goes. And if this is how we're going to live our life, then we need to make sure we have everything in order, and we need to figure out what's going to work best for us. What's going to be the best way that we can live successful, full, loving, healthy, productive lives? How can we do that? How can I support you in whatever it is that you need to do to keep our family going, basically? Black women don't know how to submit. Yes, Black women do know how to submit. Black women just will not submit to no bullshit. We not submitted to no bull, and that's what it is. You guys have to let me know what you think about this. I'm gonna do 2 parts to this because I want to actually have a guy, a man, come on and give me some feedback into this. But I want to give y'all my thoughts first. I wanted you guys to kind of hear what I had to say about it, and just kind of let you know just kind of where I'm coming from and see the perspective of a Black woman who definitely believes in submission and who thinks that submission is okay and who wants to submit. But again, show me something. Show me why I am submitting. Don't make a fool out of me. I want to submit to you, but I want to make sure that it is the right thing to do. So let me know what you guys think about that. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this right here. Until the next episode, you guys have to be on the lookout for part 2 to this. Again, I'm going to have a man come on and give me some feedback into this. And I think that's all that I got. You guys know that you can reach me Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Email is thoughtsofabloggqueenpodcast@gmail.com. Sharing pink promos @gmail.com. I am completely lost with the email addresses. It's late, y'all. Listen, this video is dropping. This episode is dropping on Thursday, but I'm actually recording this Wednesday night, very, very late, and I'm very, very tired. So if I'm starting to sound raspy, or if you're watching me on YouTube and I'm looking kind of throat, it's because I'm tired. I've worked all day long. Came home and had a lot of stuff to do, but I wanted to make sure I got this video out for you guys. So until next time, you guys, peace and blessings.